For one full week, I decided to take on a challenge that felt both simple and extreme. Eating only raw food. No cooking, no baking, no microwaving. Just fresh fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, and sprouts. The idea sounded healthy, exciting, and maybe even spiritual. But I didn't anticipate the mental, physical, and emotional journey that would unfold. Day 1 was a reality check. My breakfast plate looked stunning. Colorful berries, sliced avocado, almonds, and chia seeds. Everything raw, vibrant, and alive. Yet as the day progressed, I felt the absence of familiar comforts: warm oatmeal, roasted vegetables, or even a simple grilled sandwich. My stomach felt light, but my mind was restless. Habits are powerful, and my brain was screaming for the foods it was used to. By the second day, my body began responding in surprising ways. The bloating from the past week vanished, and I felt a kind of lightness I hadn't experienced in months. But alongside that, there was fatigue. Raw foods, though nutrient-rich, have fewer calories than typical cooked meals. To keep up energy, I had to be strategic, pairing leafy greens with avocado, fruits with nuts, and blending vegetables into smoothies. I quickly realized raw eating is not just about eliminating cooked food, it's about smart nutrition combinations. By day 3, something remarkable happened. My mental clarity skyrocketed. Tasks that felt heavy became easier. My mind was alert, focused, and surprisingly calm. Scientists call this the gut-brain connection, and it was undeniable. The elimination of processed and cooked foods seemed to lift a fog I didn't even know was there. Day 4 introduced a new experience. Flavors exploded. Eating raw food is a multisensory event. The crunch of a carrot, the sweetness of an apple with peel, the creamy texture of mashed avocado, every bite was alive. Without sauces, salt, or artificial flavors, my palate was awakening. Eating became more mindful, more present. Cooking can sometimes mask the taste of food, but raw eating strips it down to its essence, and that simplicity felt luxurious. On day 5, my energy levels surged. I woke up without an alarm and went for a spontaneous run, something I rarely do. My body felt lighter, more agile, as if it was moving without the burden of heavy, cooked meals. Digesting raw food felt effortless. There was no sluggishness, no post-lunch crash. Yet I missed warmth. Even the smallest comfort of a warm drink or soup in the evening became a test of willpower. Raw eating is not just a diet, it's a mental challenge. By day 6, my skin was visibly improving. It was softer, clearer, and more radiant. My senses, too, felt sharper. Colors seemed more vivid, and even smells felt stronger. Eliminating processed foods and focusing on raw, whole ingredients had a visible impact. But the psychological effect was equally powerful. Preparing raw meals is ritualistic. Chopping, blending, assembling. It's meditative, forcing you to slow down and connect with your food. I noticed I chewed more mindfully, savored every bite, and appreciated the textures. Day 7 arrived, and with it came a profound sense of accomplishment. I wasn't just completing a challenge, I was transforming my relationship with food. The results were undeniable. Lost around 5 pounds naturally, without hunger. Digestion felt smooth and consistent. Mental focus was sharper than ever. Sleep improved, deeper and more restorative. Skin gained a natural, healthy glow. Overall energy levels were higher, lasting all day. The biggest lesson wasn't in the numbers, it was in awareness. Eating raw taught me how much of my regular diet was driven by habit, convenience, or emotion rather than hunger. By simplifying my meals, my body became a finely tuned instrument. I felt aligned with its needs rather than constantly battling cravings. After completing the week, I didn't plan to stay 100% raw forever, and I don't believe most people should. But I realized the power of integrating raw foods into daily life. A raw salad before dinner, fresh fruit for breakfast, smoothies, seeds, and sprouts can drastically improve energy, focus, and well-being. Raw foods are alive. They contain enzymes, vitamins, and minerals that cooking often destroys. Eating them brings vitality directly into your body. Emotionally, the challenge was transformative. Raw eating demands presence. You can't mindlessly eat chips or microwave meals. You must think, prepare, and appreciate. At first, this creates anxiety, especially for those accustomed to processed foods. But over time, the body and mind adjust. What initially feels like deprivation turns into clarity, mindfulness, and empowerment. By the end of the experience, I noticed a profound truth. The simpler and more natural your food, the clearer your mind and the lighter your body. Raw foods force a reconnection with nature, with flavors, with the essence of nourishment. They remind you that food is more than calories, it's life, energy, and experience. Of course, raw eating is not perfect. It can be socially challenging, calorie restrictive if done incorrectly, and requires preparation. But even a few days of raw-focused meals can reveal hidden energy, sharpen focus, and improve digestion. It teaches you to eat consciously, respect your body, and trust its intelligence. The ultimate takeaway: eating raw food for a week is a powerful reset. It's an opportunity to observe how food affects your body, mind, and emotions. It's a reminder that real food, fresh, alive, natural, has a profound impact. You gain perspective, clarity, and a new sense of connection with yourself and the world around you. Even after returning to my regular diet, I carry lessons from that week. I savor raw fruits, enjoy fresh salads, and prioritize minimally processed ingredients. The challenge changed how I view food, not as a convenience or habit, but as fuel, pleasure, and nourishment. In the end, eating raw isn't just about what's on the plate, it's about listening to your body, appreciating life, and honoring natural energy. 7 days of raw food taught me that transformation isn't about restriction, it's about reconnection, vitality, and choice. And that lesson will last far longer than a single week.